In this video, we're going to create something like this out of a jar and a piece of cardboard ribbon roll. So I'm going to show you how to do it. And you can tell this is lopsided, but you get the idea. So this is a ribbon roll. The other was a larger ribbon roll. So these rolls are really hard, but they match the opening of the spaghetti sauce bottle. So it's easy just to put it on top and make the spaghetti sauce bottle a different shape. So it's easy to do it this way. So what I'm doing is taking off some of the glue. I'm not going to go crazy taking off some of the glue because I'm going to end up gluing on top of it anyway. So I'm just going to pause this while I take off some more of this so that at least it's a bit smoother and it doesn't have edges that stick out. So I got most of the top of this off. So you don't have to go crazy taking it all off. But now I'm going to hot glue it to the top of the lid. And you can see why I say it looks like it fits this jar opening so well. Oh, you see that all that glue? I'm not upset that it spilled on the jar because we're going to put glue on the jar anyway. So I'm just going to continue to do this and I'll fix that after. Okay, so you can tell this gets hard and then you can just peel it off. So this means that the jar no longer just has this simple shape. It has a little bit of a different shape. So now I'm going to look at it and see what kind of design I want to put on it. I've been putting on a lot of the, like fairy fantasy things like leaves and you know, just different things that I think would fit in with that theme. But I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, okay, well, what should I draw on this? What does this look like? In my eyes, when I look at all of this, I see like the different shapes. So this is a shape, then this is a shape, then this is a shape, and then here's a shape. So I think I'm going to put something in this center because I think that's the only part that's missing a shape. So let me go ahead and just clean up some of this glue and then start working in this center area. And then what I'll do is I'll use markers to color in different things. So in this area, I think I'm just going to do some lines. And to spin it around, I'll go like this. So there's a line. And then I'll put another line. Okay, so now I'll put another line here. Let me just take this stand and push it up. Let me see, I can't do it with one hand, so let me just do like that. Okay. So now with this and the lines, I think it helps with the shape. So we have this shape, this shape. I think I'll put a line here just to add some more shape to it. So I'll add a line here. And once that dries, I'm just going to pause this for one moment. So this part of the wax dripped, but now that I look at it, it kind of looks like it's a heart, but I'm going to take it off anyway because I don't want that little drip there. Some people may say, oh, you could leave it, but I really don't want that drip there. So I'm going to take that off and I'm just going to remove any extra glue that is changing the design. Okay, so what I did was I removed any extra glue that changed the design. I don't mind if some areas have the glue that's thicker than others, but I just didn't want to have the glue in a shape. So what I'm going to do now is actually start drawing and filling in the colors. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to start off with this blue. And I'm not sure what I'm going to draw, but I'm just going to start to color in. So this is the part where, you can pick your own design, what you feel like doing, and then start to color in. As you can see in the other, with the other vase, I used paint. So I may end up using some paint on this. I still have some paint, but I'm going to do some with marker first. So what I may end up doing is using the marker for the lines and the top and then paint the rest of it. So let's see. I'll show you guys how that works out. Okay, so I did that part first, and now I'm going to do the lines. And since I'm going to use paint, I'm not going to worry too much about the marker getting on the jar. Once I go around completely, then I'll do the top parts. Do you see how the line has a top and a bottom? I'm going to do that once I decide whether or not I'm going to paint the whole jar. So what I'll do is I'll pause this, do all the lines, and then I'll come back. So I just colored the top of the lines. So now I'm looking at it. I'm going to now see how I would like it if this part is blue. So instead of just painting, I'm going to use this same blue on this. So what I'm going to do is just like this, slowly start to paint, not paint, use this on this top side and just go around the whole thing to see what I think once I make this all blue with the marker. So you guys get an idea that this is now going to kind of go with that. So I'll pause this and do that. So now that this part is blue, it's starting to really fit. So now what I'm looking at is, do I want to leave this without marker or do I want to put glue on it? Because as I'm starting to see it, I'm seeing how I may not paint it. I may just leave it like this and and color in the inside, color the rest of the line. So what I'm going to do is continue to look at it for a moment and see what else I want to add to it. But you can see how now it looks like it belongs together. So I'm going to pause this and do some more work. So I went over the lines. Now, some of the lines I, of course, got on the jar, so it's not perfect. But what I did was I went over the top part by turning it over and sliding the marker around the top and the bottom so that even if you look through, you see a lot of the blue more than you see the glue. So let me just turn this around for you folks and just kind of show you what I mean. So by just going over it top and bottom, you see mainly the blue. So then even with the jar, I used the marker on that part and underneath. So by turning it over this way, you can get underneath any glue. So at this point, what I'm going to do is use the marker on the inside of this part. And again, what I was saying about how you can just go over the glue lines just by, turning it over and sliding the marker around it. But you see, I got glue, not glue, marker on the jar. But if you paint it, you can just kind of paint over it. But you see what I mean. So now I'm going to go and do the inside of this. And then I'll look at it and see if I feel like doing anything else to it. Should I paint it? Should I not? Or should I just leave it like this? Okay, so what I did was I finished drawing inside of the jar, actually the cardboard. And here it is. I'm going to shut the light off to see if I can get a view of this without the light. So here it is without the light. I'm going to put the flashlight on so you guys can see. So again, I guess it could use paint. Paint would kind of work well like the other craft. But without the paint, I kind of like it. Let me just take the light off again. So without the light, you can see how you see the lines with the candle inside. And because of the cardboard, I would probably just stick with using flameless candles. But you can see the lines through it. And as you move it, you see how each line shows up. I'm going to put the light back on. Okay, so you can see from when it was out and when the light was out that you can see the lines show up if you put a flameless candle inside. You could always paint it. You could fill in the areas. What I am happy about is that the blue lines show up through the glass so that it doesn't look like the glue stick. It then looks like the blue lines. And I'll show you the other craft just so that you guys can see what I mean by painting. So you can see what I mean by painting. And the paint that I used was, it's an acrylic paint that peels. So it will start to peel. But the marker is on the glue and in the spaces of the glue. So the leaves are made with the marker. So you guys can kind of see what I mean. So this is just the cardboard from a ribbon roll attached to the same jar. And then this is a shorter one attached to the jar. And you can just draw on it. This was part of that whole fairy fantasy um, collection that I was doing, where I was just kind of making a lot of leaves and things that look more like it's in a fantasy world. And this is just more of a ordinary design with this cardboard, which changes the shape of that old jar. So guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos, and I hope to do more crafting videos soon. Thank you for watching.